Tommy Lloyd, year 4 for him. He's 8-1 at home against ranked teams. Arizona will start with possession, coming off a loss Tuesday at Kansas State, looking to rebound today.
Well, this is going to be side to side, terrific guard play, a lot of pick and rolls, a lot of dribble handoffs.
Caleb Love, they're going to trap him. Bradley trying to drive shot clock inside of 10. On the baseline, Bradley loses his footing, keeps it alive, finding Townsend, and that one's punched out of bounds by Tugler. There should be about a half a second on the shot clock.
They're going to probably have to review this, Dave, because the clock went to zeros as the ball was heading out of bounds. But I will tell you, there'll be less than a half a second. Take a look now. The ball is out of bounds. Once it's hit something out of bounds, they'll have to review this.
Yeah, putting 1 second on Fran.
Well, it's interesting that they didn't go check it, because I thought there was less. A lot of fans here don't mind there's no monitor review, that's for sure.
Tugler third in the Big 12 in blocks. Bradley will inbound. Del Orso has to turn and fire from about 30 feet. It did not hit the rim, so it's a shot clock violation. Would have been Houston's ball anyway.
Well, you saw, Dave, the first 30 seconds, vintage Houston half-court defense, one of the couple best in all of college basketball.
Uzan, Pryor, Sharp, Roberts, and Tugler, the starting 5. Sharp returned against Baylor after missing 2 games due to an ankle injury. Still something he's playing with. Uzan on the handoff with the shot clock at 10. Set the screen for Uzan, hounded by Bradley, and almost a turnover. Tough shot that time by Roberts. Defensive rebound to Waka.
Cats love to run, and probably the tempo of this game would be in their favor if they get out and push it.
Love off the bounce will fire and miss a 3. He was 0 for 7 Tuesday. Waka commits a foul. Not smart. Knocking down Roberts to the ground and make that Sharp to the ground. First foul on either team.
And I like this, Dave. You know, Tommy Lloyd told us about Waka's foul trouble. I used to do this when a guy picked up a quick foul. I get him out, make sure he didn't pick up a second quick one, so that's why he's going to go to the bench quickly. And Vasar has been playing so well, and it doesn't hurt them that much.
Vasar 14 points per game his last 4, but they love to play 2 bigs a lot. That's usually, if you look at Tommy Lloyd's track record. Nice pass inside for the slam. Tugler, and it was Uzan with the find.
Uzan has grown into the role of a great quarterback for this team.
Leads the conference in assist to turnover ratio. Here's Townsend, who's back after missing a couple games due to a concussion. Love in the paint. No look pass. Del Orso got the reverse layup.
Really nicely done. Love is the focal point of that offense, because you got to keep your eyes on him when he has the ball in his hands.
Open 3 from Sharp, not there. He's a 44% three-point shooter. Offensive rebound, and nobody picked up Uzan. Ball batted out, but out of bounds by Roberts.
Well, you'll see a lot of this, a lot of pick and roll, a lot of dribble handoffs, ball screen, slip it to the rim, and the big fella. And of course, Caleb Love, he's going to be a guy that's going to get a lot of shots up, so the defense is going to focus on him, and he's willing to give it up as well.
Here's Vasar, who is a threat from deep. A double Love. 3 ball from Del Orso, and he's got all 5 for U of A.
He has been slumping lately, taken out of the game early against Kansas State because of his defense, and exactly what Tommy Lloyd needs.
Yeah, Fran, he was 0 for his last 10 from 3 before that hit. Roberts on the face up against Vasar, going to put it on the deck. Vasar trying to body him. He goes up. Roberts missed it. Ball batted around. And the putback goes.
Well, the first shot defense was really good, because Vasar would not let Roberts get to the left hand. But you have to keep this team off the glass.
Inside Vasar at the slam. 7-4 Arizona. Love with 2 assists already. Cryer, first shot of the game, no good. He's another terrific three-point shooter. Houston is one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country. Thrown out of bounds off of Love.
I think we're going to see this. There's going to be a discussion here because I think it went off of Love and then off the Houston Cougar.
Yep, they changed the ball.
Yep.
Arizona ball.
Fisher's got a little help from that Arizona bench. And I think it was Tugler, and he couldn't get out of his own way when he tried to throw it off Love. Take a look right here, Dave.
No doubt. Yep. His left foot. Meanwhile, Arizona, after missing its first 3 shots, has made 3 in a row and has a 3-point lead. 4 minutes gone by here in Tucson. They dump it down to Vasar. Nice pass to Townsend. Missed the layup, though. And then the ball knocked out of bounds by Uzan. First timeout in Tucson. Del Orso off to a hot start.
Yeah, they need him to get going because he has been in that war.
Houston is 1-3 against ranked teams. 2 of those losses against Bama and Auburn, as you said. Trying to get their second win over a ranked team today. Trying to help their resume. The committee has them as a 2 seed right now, based on the reveal from earlier today. They've got Arizona as a 3 seed.
Watch the 7'6" wingspan on the inbounds.
Vasar kicks to Bradley. Baseline cut off. Bradley trying it again. There's Townsend on the drive. Shot clock down to 5. Houston harassing, trapping everything. Vasar in the lane, missed it. And it's Houston ball.
Well, it started out a good possession because the ball went side to side, but then Cougars clamped down at the end of the clock.
And Bradley defending Uzan. And Cryer being watched by Love. Roberts looking to drive on Vasar, and he can't find it.
Yeah, that's a little different, Dave. That's a 7-footer challenging Roberts.
Roberts 0 for 3 from the floor. Del Orso with 5 of the 7 points for Arizona. Arizona, the top scoring team in the conference. Houston gives up the fewest points. In fact, the fewest in the country. Love's 3, no good. He's missed 9 in a row. But he could also make 9 in a row. Uzan penetrating, fouled by Bradley.
Now, Kelvin Sampson told us that this young man's confidence is growing throughout the season. We've talked about him replacing Jamal Shead off to the NBA, and that time no hesitation to the rim.
7 straight games in double digits for Uzan. Averaging 10 points, 5 assists. First foul on Bradley, second team foul. Was at Oklahoma the last couple of years. 68% foul shooter, gets the first one. And Houston substitutes everybody but the shooter.
Houston, Dave, is the quietest number 6 ranked team in the country because they had 3 uncharacteristic losses in November, and many people forgot about them. But this, I believe, is the best team Kelvin Sampson has had to go deep into the NCAA tournament and maybe win it all.
That's saying something. Final 4 team in 21.
Yep.
Elite 8 and 22. Sweet 16 each of the last 2 years. Almost a turnover. Lewis kept his balance. Vasar trying to screen for him, and Vasar got knocked to the ground. So that's the first foul on Houston. It's on Tugler. What do you think stands out the most in terms of why Houston has the best chance to win it all compared to maybe the previous 4 teams?
They're healthy. They were not healthy the last few years. They lost guys like Sasser last year, Shed late. They're deeper. It's the best shooting team he's had, and he's got 3 or 4 big guys that absolutely can disrupt you inside.
They shoot almost 40% for 3. You got 2 guys who are over 40. They also make free throws. Love getting downhill. His floater won't bank in. The freshman Bryant with the rebound. Can't stick it back on 2 attempts. Bodies hit the floor. Out of bounds, going to stay with Arizona.
Well, give Carter Bryant credit because that freshman was in battling. And not that he hasn't played with toughness, he has, but that was a really good effort by him to keep the ball alive. Take a look in here, young man from Corona, California. Terrific effort, and likely, Dave, either a first-round pick this year or next.
McDonald's All-America, the 30th in the rich history of this Arizona program. KJ Lewis been very good off the bench the last couple of games. Shot clock inside of 10. And again, no breathing room for Bradley, and he has it taken away by Wilson. Gets the 2 in transition.
Well, that's the concern. Anytime you're in a ball screen or a dribble handoff, they are going to trap you, and you have to get rid of the ball cleanly, and they're not.
Another deflected pass that leads to a takeaway. That time it was Sharp who got his hands on the ball. Houston by 1, 13.5 to go. Uzan tied up. Held ball going to stay with Houston.
Now, KJ Lewis's toughness is palpable out here. But go back and watch now. Watch the trap, and here comes Malik Wilson, who has rapidly improved, and probably the game of his life up at Kansas when he knocked in 18.
Uzan looking to go baseline. Got caught in the air. Kicks it out. The shot clock down to 5. Arsenault giving it up. Timers at 2. Tugler missed in the paint. And Bryant looking to push after securing the rebound. Only a total of 15 points scored in 7 minutes. Another miss. That one by Bradley. Arizona's 3 of 12. Houston 3 of 10.
And we talked about grit and toughness being the watchword today, and that's what we've seen so far.
Shot clock inside of 10 again. That's happened a bunch. Wow, with 5 on the timer, a logo 3 from Sharp by about 32 feet out.
Oh, nice.
Love breaking down the D and getting to the basket for his first points of the game.
So good in the open court. Great speed, but more importantly, great change of direction.
You see that a lot, and you think, wow, star potential, but there's a lot of inefficiency.
He hits 40 homers, but he hits 240 and strikes out 200 times, but that doesn't mean he's not a threat.
A missed dunk by Tugler after a great pass from Arsenault. KJ Lewis drives the paint, hangs, missed it. Got it back, kicks it out. Here's Love on the spot up. No good. Thought maybe that layup would lead to a hot streak.
Well, he hit the homer, then he struck out swinging.
He has now missed 10 consecutive three-point shots.
Well, Kelvin Sampson said he is fearless, and we know he can get hot. It's actually exactly the kind of game I expected.
Wilson, mid-range, not even close. Hit the board and nothing else. Arizona getting it up the floor quickly, but Houston is so good at getting back in transition defensively. Arizona won for its last 9. Houston won for its last 7. Basar almost had it knocked away again. Timer at 5. Bradley with a blow by, got bumped, and he'll go to the line for the first free throws of the game for U of A when we come back. On the floor, a combined 1 of 9 from 3. And 17 points total. Jaden Bradley at the line shooting 2. Tugler picked up a second foul, so he's on the bench right now for Houston. Bradley on the year, an 82% free throw shooter.
Yeah, this young man is the heart and soul of this Arizona team. Great floor leader, good defender, gets into the paint and creates.
Knocks down both foul shots, averaging 15 per game over his last 4. He was at about 11 points per game prior to that. So far, Arizona's defense has been really good here in the first 9 minutes.
Yes, it has. Locked in, keeping Houston in front. Oh, that looked like a hook.
Yeah, looked like a clear out by Francis. Loose ball, empty possession nonetheless for Houston. Second turnover by the Cougars. Lewis gives it up. Awaka, what a block initially, and it's a held ball. It's going to stay with Arizona, but man, Francis, how did he not foul? Stayed away from fouling Awaka, went for the hammer jam.
This is a team that's one of the shortest teams in college basketball, but they have great length. Francis about 7'5". Now it looked like some contact, but he got a lot of ball up top.
Awaka left after about 30 seconds, picked up a quick foul. Tommy Lloyd putting him back in. Bradley on the drive, has it rejected. Another block by Francis. Del Orso on the skip. Bryant spots up, can't hit a three. Loose ball. Houston has it. So Arizona 1 for 7 from 3. This after struggling the other night against Kansas State and going 2 for 22. Good hands by Lewis, getting the steal, tracks down the loose ball and gets the slam. Well, this feels like 1980s, 90s college basketball. Low scoring, great defense, physical play, bodies all over the floor. In this matchup of top 20 teams in a battle for first place in the Big 12. A steal by Del Orso. Houston 12-1 in the Big 12. Arizona 11-2. Lewis bumped on the baseline, fights through it, tries to fire underneath, and knocked out of bounds by Roberts.
Well, one thing we've seen in the first 10-11 minutes of this game is Arizona has matched Houston's toughness. It was a big watchword yesterday at practice, and they've certainly met the moment so far.
28% shooting for Arizona, 21% shooting for Houston, 0 of 3 from 3 for Houston, and they're a great three-point shooting team. Arizona 1 for 7. Excellent hands again. This time, Uzan knocking it out of bounds on the inbound attempt, trying to hit Awaka. Man, how many deflected passes and blocks and steals from Houston in this game?
Yeah, no question. This is one of the best defensive teams in the country. Actually, they both are excellent defensively.
6-0 run right now by Arizona. Houston has won 10 straight on the road. That's the longest active road winning streak in college basketball. Lewis spots up for 3 off the side of the rim. Arizona coming off a loss to Kansas State. 2 for 22 from 3 in that game. Poor start again today.
Well, and that's scouting report defense, Dave, because they're going under those screens on Bradley and Lewis, daring them to shoot and make some.
Uzan puts it on the floor, and as he's floating to his right, able to score with the defender off his hip.
He's so good at getting into that mid-range and hitting that floater.
Here's Caleb Love flipping it up and in off the window. He's got 2 baskets, and both have come on penetration.
And I don't know how he got that over or maybe underneath the defender, but he's a bullet going to the basket. Great speed.
He's 2 for 6, 4 points. Got a foul in Arizona. It's going to be on Love. That's his first and the third on the Wildcats so far.
Yeah, we've seen Love in the open court. Watch him right here in the half court. And he's going to use his right hand to score. Goes up and under the defender.
You mentioned this, Fran. We were on ESPN News, so maybe people didn't see it, but I love what Kelvin Sampson told us today about Caleb Love, who has had streaks where he's struggling and also streaks where he gets hot. He says he's fearless. Some guys, they shy away from the moment. Make or miss, Love is not afraid to take that shot.
No question, and you know from doing the NBA, there are a lot of guys that play in the league that are that way. That's not his issue at all. And Tommy Lloyd gives him great freedom.
Three-pointer off the mark. Defensive rebound, Del Orso. Love hit that half-court shot to send the game against Iowa State to overtime. And he essentially won the game for the Wildcats in the extra session. Good pass by Love. Basket by Lewis. Third assist from Love, and the lead is 7. Timeout, Houston. Some of the opponents Arizona faced weren't to the level of the teams they're playing now in terms of toughness.
And environments and arenas as well. Look at these hands.
Lewis knocks it out of play. He's fired up too about it.
I'd say 4 or 5 of the last 4 or 5 possessions, Arizona has disrupted the Cougar offense with great hand action. Take a look right there. We call that a deflection, David. You know the great U.B. Brown would keep deflections. Even when they don't lead to a steal, they disrupt your offense.
Nothing has come easy yet for Houston. Missed shot there on the push from Uzan. And it's 1 and done for the Cougars as well.
Really, really good side-to-side ball movement. And they're staying out of trouble in those double teams and pick and roll.
Caleb Love driving. Tough shot. And it goes. Love with his 3rd basket. It's a 9-point lead.
This is the good Caleb Love. The dangerous Caleb Love that has been so good on occasion for so long.
3 ball from Sharp, not close. Houston is 0 for 5, and they're one of the top 10 3-point shooting teams in the country. Turnover by Arizona. Cryer looking to push. He's been quiet so far. Cryer 0 for 2. Arsenault banks it in. Maybe that will unlock Houston's offense.
Good way to start. You know he didn't do it on purpose, but he'll take it. Terrence Arsenault, the redshirt sophomore, is playing more and more. I'd say Lewis and Arsenault, 2 of the best 6 men in the Big 12.
And Arsenault started a couple games when Emmanuel Sharp was out and had 25 points in those 2 games. Certainly capable as a scorer. Del Orso has it knocked away by Sharp in transition. Cryer gets the layup. Might have been pushed too by Del Orso, but not called. Kelvin Sampson's at midcourt. He wanted a foul.
You know, a couple of sloppy possessions right there by Arizona.
5 straight points for Houston. That feels like a 15-0 run in this type of game. Pull-up jumper, Lewis, not close. Out of bounds to Houston.
This is one of those games, Dave, where you feel like every possession is contested. Take a look at Arsenault banking this one in from straight on. A young man from Beaumont, Texas. And then talk about hand action. Good job right there by Sharp and L.J. Cryer, who's in the midst of a great career. Dave, he could be the only player in college basketball history to win a national championship at 2 different schools.
As a freshman, won a title at Baylor. Preseason first team all Big 12. 4 steals and 3 blocks for Houston's defense. Sharp's 3 off the mark again, and he's an excellent 3-point shooter. 44% on the year.
Yeah, he's rushing it.
Love drains another one in the lane. The 3 ball wasn't working, so he's gone to the mid-range and drives, and he's had success there.
Kelvin Sampson was pretty prescient to us about how dangerous he could be.
He's got 8 points to lead all scores. 5.5 to go in the first. Arizona by 6.
They've done a good job of taking away that left hand. You could see it there.
Although Roberts spun away from Awaka smartly and lays it in.
It's like a switch hitter who hits 350 right-handed, 290 left-handed. He's still pretty good.
Roberts' first points. He was 0 for 3 prior to that. Here's a 3 from Townsend. Townsend back in the lineup after missing the 2 games due to a concussion. That's just his 9th 3-pointer all season. Good response by Arizona after Houston cut the deficit to 4.
Francis is not a scorer.
They're isoing him here. They don't double. Francis with a shot clock at 5. Good cut by Cryer. Just couldn't handle the pass. Out of bounds to Arizona.
Francis's teammates allowed him to be in no man's land for about 10 seconds.
Year 11 for Kelvin Sampson, AP National Coach of the Year a year ago. Won the Big 12 regular season title. Without question, one of the best coaches in the country.
Without a doubt, he's heading to the Hall of Fame someday.
Love going to pull up for 3 off the dribble and another miss. 11 straight misses from behind the arc for Love, but doesn't mean he's going to stop shooting it.
Now this guy can play make. But see how they zone him up.
Good kick out by Roberts. Another missed 3 from Sharp. And Love racing out of there after he gets the rebound. Pushing it 1-on-3. Bryant underneath. Good defense that time by Sharp not to let Love try to drive on him. Love, and they're going to call Sharp for the push. That's his first.
Yes, he did. He had an incredible semifinal and then a not so incredible final against Kansas. I just love the fact that they don't have to win with him having to get 20.
They made it to the Sweet 16 last year, and he wasn't great. Bradley had some good moments. So did Lewis, who fires up a three, hits the top of the backboard. Boy, Arizona 2 of 11 from three, 2 of 22 in their last game.
Well, it's a team that shoots 32% from behind the arc, not their strength. But so far, they haven't needed the outside shooting because their defense has been stifling.
Houston shoots right about 40% from three, but 1 for 8 so far. Uzan got caught in the air, dumps it down low, gets it back out. Boy, Cryer was wide open. Now they get it. Cryer on the spot up, and it goes the three. Cryer's 69th three-pointer. He's 3rd in the conference in made triples.
How about this? A career day, 41% behind the arc.
Been battling a hand injury on his shooting hand, but it hasn't bothered him. Vesar, offensive rebound, missed the putback. Arizona dominating the glass, +8 and 8 offensive rebounds, but they're not getting second chance points.
Didn't need to dribble. Didn't need to dribble. Good cut by Arsenault. Well, LJ's had a couple of good looks, but none better than this one right here. Young man from Katy, Texas, one of the all-time leading scorers in the state of Texas, high school basketball.
4-point game, 2 minutes to go here in the first half. First place in the conference on the line. Houston at 12-1. Arizona a game back at 11-2. Texas Tech at 10-3. Uzan knocks down the jump shot.
So confident, and it's grown over time.
Arizona fans rise as one, a little restless with Houston on a mini run. Baseline J not there. And a chance now for Houston to tie or take the lead on this possession.
Did you just say rise as one?
In honor of our guy, the late great Bill Walton, whose chair, by the way, his favorite personal Tucson chair, is next to us here. 3-on-2 for Arizona. Love on the skip, wide open, and he cans it. Finally, Caleb Love untracked after missing 11 straight threes.
Well, we said he's not going to stop shooting, but he's had an impact on this game in so many ways so far.
Cryer trying to go baseline. Both teams have 3 fouls to give as we're inside a minute to go on the shot clock at 5. Roberts gets into the lane. Nice move and a foul on Vesar. Chance at a 3-point play.
Well, that's going against the scouting report because they spent a lot of time, Arizona, yesterday keeping Roberts from getting to the left hand, and this is the second time he's gone by Vesar and used that right hand.
This Bill dearly. It's hard to believe that he's still gone.
Yep. An indomitable spirit.
Roberts knocks down the free throw, converts the 3-point play. 27-25 Arizona. Late first half. Arizona's led by as much as 9.
Dave, if you get it up here by 40, you can go 2 for 1, but I don't think they're going to play with that.
Lewis puts it on the deck, slips, kept that pivot foot down though. Carter Bryant for 3. That's good. Boy, he's shooting it better than 42% in conference play. Just a great young talent.
Super athlete. The stroke is pure. Confidence growing.
Houston looks like it will hold for the final shot of the half with Uzan dribbling near midcourt, watched by Jaden Bradley. 6 seconds to go. Cryer comes free. Baseline J, no good. Backside board, and unable to control the tip was Sharp, but it was touched last by Houston, so 1.4 seconds remaining.
I know what you got to do here, Dave. You got to get it to Love and let him shoot it from 60.
It's a great shot. He's 1 for 1 this year.
Timing is being reviewed on the last play.
I really didn't think he had range when he hit that shot against Iowa State. 2 dribbles.
So 2 seconds left.
That means he could probably shoot it from 50 instead of 60.
Added more time, 0.2 of a second, so 2.2. Caleb Love. He's done this before. Same spot. Different result. Just a little left. And the first half comes to an end. Win streak. And by the way, this game's for first place. Houston leads Arizona by a game atop the Big 12 standings. Sharp misses another 3. He's 0 for 6. And he shoots 44% from 3 on the year.
And those are good looks.
That was not. Love bricking a 3 early in the shot clock.
Well, Roberts is catching his breath. He's gotten Juwan Roberts. I would stop at the game right now.
In the paint and getting it to go is Tugler, who was in foul trouble early in that first half.
Roberts was holding his neck like he got hit in the neck. But when I say stop the game, this is the wrong team that we should be talking about that with.
Arizona 11-1 at home this year. The only loss was against Duke. Wildcats got off to a slow start this season, but only 2 losses the last 2 months. Back-to-back bad possessions. Started with a Love shot on the first one, and then the bad pass there by Townsend.
You know, Dave, I've always been a first 3 minutes of the second half guy. And when you're up 5, you want to be up 10 at the first TV timeout. When you're down 5, you want to make that early run and play with some urgency.
Here's Roberts. The offense a lot of times goes through him. Puts it on the deck, driving on Awaka, and a foul. That's 2 on Awaka. This is one thing we didn't see a lot of in the first half. Free throws. Houston attempted 3. Arizona attempted 2. And 2 early ones here for Juwan Roberts.
And that's a double whammy for Tommy Lloyd because Awaka picks up number 2. And this might get Roberts going a little bit. They've done a good job of corralling him today.
60% free throw shooter on the year. And he misses the first. Pickleball Slam 3 is tomorrow on ESPN. Everybody's playing. Steffi Graf, Andre Agassi, Andy Roddick. 4 Eastern time at ESPN from Las Vegas. One out of 2 for Roberts. It's a 2-point game. Arizona led by as many as 9 in the first half, about midway through. 7 games left for both teams. 20-game schedule. Love turns it over. So a rough start to the second half for him.
A really good defensive start for Houston. They are locked in right now.
Love's 3rd turnover. Good defense by Del Orso. Roberts, or Sharp rather, hit the deck but gets back up. Uzan baseline, missed the layup. Rebound to Waka. Love, quick outlet down court to Bradley. What a pass by Love. Bradley gets 2 in transition. Del Orso knocks it away. Bad pass, Roberts, but they're going to get a dunk out of it with Tugler. Good find from Roberts.
That's what Kelvin Sampson would call an unscripted basket right there. Play breaks down. They're just fortunate to be in the right place.
And that's something Sampson talks about a lot with his team, unscripted points. But he said Arizona has more than any team they'll play this year in terms of those unscripted points. Loose balls, a 50-50 ball, you get possession, you get a dunk.
Yep, second chance shots, no doubt.
Arizona had 8 offensive rebounds in the first half, but no second chance points, so they didn't get those unscripted points in the first half. Here's a lob to Tugler. Yep. Great pass, Uzan.
Now, the reason that worked because Uzan slowed down and he made Tugler's defender stay with him.
Game tied, 32 apiece. 3 minutes gone by in the second half. Love getting downhill, spinning, and fouled by Uzan. His first on Houston in the half, and Love will shoot 2.
When you come off a ball screen, you want to engage the screener's defender for as long as possible and make him guard you. And that opens up, in this case, the lob threat of Joe Tugler. Really well done by Uzan. Really good patience.
Grant, we mentioned there's 7 games left in conference play, including the games today with a 20-game schedule this year. You got Houston in first, Arizona a game back, Texas Tech at 3 losses, Iowa State at 4 losses. And you're doing these games, multiple games in this league every week, year after year. Who's the best team you've seen so far this year?
I think it's Houston. I really do. You know, they're impossible to beat at home. They're great on the road. But when you look at the top 4 particularly, and you can't put Kansas in there right now, all capable of going to a Final Four.
The committee with their top 16 released today as Houston a 2 seed in the West, Arizona a 3 seed in the East. And you got 3 SEC teams as 1 seeds. Alabama, Auburn, they play next, 1 versus 2. First time in their history. First time in the history of the SEC. Florida and Duke are the other 2 schools on the 1 line. Roberts on the face-up. Spinning on Awaka. Can't pick up that 3rd foul. And Awaka got the block.
I'll tell you, he did a great job of keeping his feet on the ground until he jumped at the last minute.
Del Orso had 5 points, the first 5 points of the game for Arizona, but hasn't scored since. Love out of control. And a turnover plus an Arizona foul. Let's see if they get that on Awaka. Yep, that's 3 on Tobe Awaka. Now they have Basar they can go to, or they can go small, but they're going to go with Basar and bring in KJ Lewis as well.
We saw the really good Caleb Love in the first half. Second half, another turnover, and that turnover leads to a foul. Not fortuitous for Arizona on Awaka, who's going to have to sit now.
Caleb Love is a decorated player, Pac-12 Player of the Year, but you said it, times where he's great, times where he's not.
Yep.
And if you're Tommy Lloyd, how do you get that message across?
It's 2 years now. It's who he is. You have to live with it. It's like a home run hitter who's not going to hit a high percentage of batting average.
And again, the great moments are just that.
He is fearless.
But because of some of those giveaways and a poor shot attempt at the start of the game, it's a tie game, and now Houston with a chance to take the lead after Bryant misses a 3. Arizona's gone 2.5 minutes without a basket.
I would stay high pick and roll right here. It's been really good.
Uzan off the bounce, flips it to the corner. Arizona's done a good job on Cryer. Has not had a lot of airspace all game. Turnaround no good from Uzan. Bradley rebounds quickly and races up the court. Finds Lewis, and he went for the jam, and a foul called. That's 3 on Tugler. And Lewis is a little slow to get up. It looked like just a and gets the bounce on the first. Not just Alabama, Auburn, which is our Sonic blockbuster. We also have Syracuse and North Carolina, 2 teams trying to find their way. 8 Eastern tonight, Kentucky taking on Texas in Austin.
And I know you'll be racing home to Phoenix to catch your alma mater, Syracuse, taking on Hubert Davis and the North Carolina Tar Heels.
They had a great win at Cal last Saturday, but those moments have been few and far between for Syracuse this year, and for North Carolina as well. Got a foul here away from the ball. We have not seen that a lot. They've been letting things go off ball. They get Jaden Bradley here for his 2nd personal.
And I think, given the nature of this game, the officiating so far, knock on a little wood here, has been good. Haven't been a lot of cheap fouls called, and nothing egregious either way from a physical standpoint.
3rd team foul in Arizona.
Watch Basar, excuse me, Dave. He is a nuisance on the ball at 7 feet. He has caused problems this year.
One of the most improved players in the Big 12 this year, and right on cue forces a throw into the backcourt that nearly was stolen. And nice job by Roberts on the ground to get that ahead.
Now they have numbers.
Cryer for 3, no good. And Basar with a rebound.
You have to prepare for that little defensive wrinkle with the big guy on the ball for part of your practice getting ready to play Arizona.
Lewis behind the back, tough jumper, and it's an air ball. Both teams shooting under 40% from the floor. Both teams under 25% from three.
Good hedge by Bryant. Really active feet.
He's an excellent athlete. Outstanding freshman from Riverside, California. Roberts one-on-one against Basar. Turns to his left shoulder, missed it. Boy, it looked like Basar got fouled, got hit in the face, but no whistle. Bradley spinning, hits the cutting Lewis, can't bank it in, but he'll go to the line again. Crashing into three Cougars. You'll see where they get the foul. It's on Pryor.
One thing Kelvin Sampson has got to be concerned about, and we know this is Arizona's game. They push the pace, and they're coming at Houston before Houston can set up that defense.
KJ Lewis, 6 points off the bench, 3 rebounds. He hurt his hand against BYU, but you see that wrap. It really hasn't affected him. He's been making shots. He's got 15 points in each of his last 2 games.
And if you remember, Dave, back in December, he volunteered to come off the bench. It kind of spreads the wealth around. Instead of having the 3 guards out there for the full game, he's the basically the captain of the second unit, but he's a tough, hard-nosed young guy.
Sophomore from El Paso, Texas.
Attended high school at Duncanville High School in Dallas. He was a teammate of Ron Holland, the Pistons' precocious rookie guard.
So Lewis making his free throws 4 in a row, and the lead back to 4 for Arizona in this battle for first place in the Big 12. Houston leads the Wildcats by a game in the standings, but down 4, 6 minutes into the second half. Uzan drives, floater, and it drops somehow.
That ball just died on the rim, fortunately.
10 points now. Uzan the leading scorer, 8th straight game in double figures. Only averages 10 per game, but been much better offensively as a scorer lately. And now we got a foul on Basar against Tugler. Second on Basar. We've seen a couple now off-ball fouls here in the last 2 minutes.
Now, Basar may look like a guy that's not a physical player, but he definitely belies that body type. Take a look inside now. You know what? I think Tugler, that probably could be called a foul, but Tugler definitely sold it.
But they weren't calling that in the first half. Right. They are now.
Well, and I think you got to just adjust to these. Everybody knows this is going to be an intense 13 minutes.
Roberts can't drop it through over Basar. Bodies hit the floor as Tugler got tied up with Bryant, and out of bounds, going to stay with Houston.
Jawan Roberts usually reliable with that jump hook, but shooting over Basar has been an issue for him.
Houston will head home after this game and then play at Arizona State on Tuesday. Again, this is the first time through this schedule for the Cougars. Back in the Pac-12 days, a school would just stay here even if there was a separation of a couple days in between games. Transition opportunity. Basar at the stop. Another great pass by Love. His 5th assist. Timeout, Houston. And there's an injured player on the other end for the Cougars. It's Emmanuel Sharp. Took a shot to the face. So each team with 3 timeouts remaining. The reason we tell you that this early in the second half is there was an official timeout. They wanted to see if there was anything flagrant on the play where Sharp went down, but it was just incidental contact. It was not a timeout by Houston officially. So 40-36, Arizona leads. Cryer's three swatted away by Bryant. Lewis comes down with a loose ball. We have seen some big-time defensive plays, deflections, steals, block shots by both teams in this game. Love on the step back, launches, and short of the triple try.
I'll tell you, Dave, Arizona has shown up. They've been in this fight, and they have definitely landed a lot of blows. They are so far the tougher team. There's no question.
Love is 1 for his last 14 from 3. 0 for 7 Tuesday night against K-State. 1 for 7 today. Uzan will try and get it. A three-pointer.
He's been the most consistent offensive player for Houston, and you wouldn't have said that a month ago.
Just the 3rd 3 for Houston. They're a very good three-point shooting team this year. Lewis fires to Bradley. He'll walk back behind the line a little bit. Now Bryant on the drive. Shot clock at 7. Pass underneath, knocked away. Bryant controls timer at 4. Love sees it with 2. Love with the runner, and it's gone. What a shot. You talk about unscripted points. There may not be anybody better at that than him.
Mercurial.
When the play breaks down, he's at his best. Arsenault inside, gets 2 off the window.
Strong move. Watch this, they're running on him. Wow.
Lewis trying to put back that missed shot, could not. And he's still down court, so numbers for Houston. Uzan trying to pull it out here and reset. Houston looking to take the lead. They're in the midway point of the second half. Tugler trying to hack away at it is Bryant. Tugler gets in the lane. Missed that short.
He's not an offensive threat. Wow, what a pass.
Another assist for Love, his 6th. Lewis with the basket. The loudest this place has been all game. Arsenault mid-range, not even close. Another player down. This time it's Tugler for Houston. 5 on 4, and that's why Roberts grabbed Bradley 30 feet away from the basket. That's his first foul, and the 4th on Houston.
Well, Chuck Daly, the Hall of Fame coach, used to say, what will the player do when the play breaks down? Because it will break down. And Caleb Love has the answer for that.
Arizona up 3. The winner will have first place as its calling card after today. Houston trying to open up a 2-game lead. They still have to go to Texas Tech. That's the team they lost to in Houston. Love driving, fouled. Arizona lost at Texas Tech earlier this season. The other loss was Tuesday for the Wildcats at Kansas State. Francis picks up the foul, his first, 15 foul. Already doubled the number of fouls called in the second half in the first.
How about Arizona? 17 fast break points in this game, and that really has been the difference. They've been able to get back before that defense gets set.
4 of the top 7 teams in women's college basketball playing tomorrow on ABC. Connecticut and South Carolina meet in our Sonic blockbuster at 1. LSU, Texas to follow. It all starts with College Game Day, 11 a.m. Eastern from Colonial Life Arena in Columbia. Arizona making its free throws 10 for 10. Caleb Love now 17 points and the lead back to 5. Cryer held to just 5 points. He averages 14 per game. Going for the dunk was Francis Basar there defensively.
Boy, Basar gets better and better every single game. No question about his defensive prowess.
Love feeling it, drives into traffic, finds Lewis for a reverse layup. That's the 7th assist for Love, and a timeout by Houston.
Right now.
The roles, Fran, have definitely been more defined since that injury.
Yeah, fewer decisions that he had to make. That's a good way to put it.
Arizona by 7. Roberts trying to drive, and there's Bryant. But they're going to call a foul. Be the 15th foul on Arizona. And it's on Vasar.
Well, even that play, Vasar forced Roberts to his right hand. Picks up the foul. I'm not sure it was a foul. I thought it was pretty good defense. But watch Vasar now on the ball, Dave. It doesn't matter who inbounds it, guard, forward. Let's watch now. Vasar's going to make Roberts go right.
Didn't like the call.
Little nickel dimer there, you know.
And Tommy Lloyd's going to stagger the two bigs because both guys have 3 fouls now. So Awaka comes in, Vasar goes out.
And Awaka will remain on the ball. That's what they do with their big guy. And even that's a nuisance for Uzan to get the ball in.
Bradley knocking it out of play. And just the hands defensively for Arizona. The deflection, steals, blocks, so much more active than early in the year on that side of the floor. A tough inbound spot in the corner. Look at all the Arizona fans just hovering around Uzan trying to get it inbounds. And he does successfully. If Roberts can make Awaka commit that foul, instead he skips it. Shot clock at 4. Tough shot, but it drops for L.J. Cryer in the paint.
Well, he's not had luck getting open on the three-point line. Both Love and Lewis have done a great job on L.J. today.
Just saw that, about half of his average as Bradley can't bank it in. Out of bounds to Houston. Cryer had been averaging 17 points per game his last 5.
When you score 3,400 points in high school, you know how to manufacture baskets. And Kelvin Sampson told us that he really has appreciated Cryer's toughness on both ends.
Has not been able to get to the foul line. In fact, Houston only has 5 attempts. And they got 2 guys, Cryer and Sharp, that are money at the line. There's Uzan in the paint. He's been their best offensive player today.
And I'm not sure he wanted to be.
4 quick ones. Houston back within 3 inside 8 minutes to go. Arizona's lost only once at home. That was against Duke in November. Houston hasn't lost on the road in a year. That is the longest stretch of anybody in college basketball. 10 straight road wins. Empty possession for U of A. Here comes Uzan trying to get downhill. Spot up 3, Arsenault way off the mark.
Well, Terrence has shot it well this year, but that one later, Mack Rhodes and Houston reached out. And it's been one of the great rebuilding jobs in college basketball in a long time.
Nearing 7 minutes to go here. His team is fighting back, down 3. Got a foul here, which is team foul number 6. It's 2 on Cryer. It was away from the ball, so it was on the ball, but not a shooting situation. So side out here. Shot clock at 21. Houston 20-4, 10 straight 20-win seasons. 12-1 in conference play. The only loss in the league was in overtime at home against Texas Tech 2 weeks ago.
Oh, good job again by Tugler. They do the same thing that Arizona does. They put the guy with the 7'6" wingspan on the ball. Watch out.
Caleb Love way short. You can see that when it left his hand. He's 1 for 8 from 3. Arizona 1 game back of Houston for the top spot in the Big 12 standings. Past the midway point. 7 games left for each school. Entering today.
They're trying to get it to Roberts, but they couldn't.
Uzan, beautiful floater that time. He scored the last 4. Houston back within a point.
That actually was set up by Roberts because Love had to help so much on Roberts that Uzan had 1 less help defender to beat.
He has 11 points here in the half. Arizona has 18 as a team. Bradley on the cut. Fumbled it away momentarily. Lewis through the lane, draws the foul, or no. But they're going to call a foul there based on the contact.
So did Tommy. Yeah, so did Tommy.
Hands on hips at midcourt in shock. Houston looking to take the lead. A double. Houston near midcourt. Now Cryer. A little out of control on this possession. Houston trying to get set, but Arizona's got a lot to do with that. Cryer, and an unscripted possession, so to speak, hits a huge three.
Player for the Raptors. It's a machine.
And Grimes as well. And Kelvin Sampson again has done as good a job as anybody in the country since he took the Houston job. Inside 6 minutes to go. His team up 2. Love and going to trap him and poke the ball away. Uzan got a hand on it, and then Tugler has it. Uzan has been brilliant. Bryant fell down that time.
Boy, Tugler was wide open underneath. Nobody could find him.
Knocked out of bounds by Arizona. Another deflection by KJ Lewis. So long.
He's one of the best defensive guards in the league. They've got 2 great ones in Bradley and Lewis, and Houston's got their share. Iowa State with some toughness as well. It's a tough spot over there.
It's again.
That's unbelievable.
Not as bad as the last one where he was in the corner and he literally couldn't see anything. No problem getting it in though. Shot clock at 7. Uzan has to hustle up here. Timer down to 4. Straight on. Cryer hits another 3. 2 big ones in a row from LJ Cryer. The lead is 5.
Yep, he looked up at the clock. He knew he had a little bit of time.
Lewis fires underneath. Bryant left wide open. Missed the dunk, but a foul. And that's 4 on Tugler. Somehow they lose. Carter Bryant underneath, but didn't make the dunk. Got to earn it at the free throw line.
Bryant was trying to throw this down. Good effort right there. And JoJo with a little body, and here you can see LJ comes off that screen. Clock going down. Big shot.
And Bryant misses. That's the first miss for Arizona at the line. 10 of 10 prior to that one. Tugler will leave with 4 fouls, and Javier Francis will check in. Hasn't played a lot of minutes, and when he's been on the floor, Arizona's gone on runs. Bryant got 1 out of 2. So that ends a 12-0 run by Houston over a 3.5-minute span. No surprise, low scoring, low possession, physical game. And Houston with the advantage inside 5 minutes to go. Uzan doubled. Shot clock inside 10 again.
I'd get it back to Cryer.
Houston getting sped up. Timer 3. Roberts can't make it. Batted out. Vasar battling. Bradley comes away with it. They don't have numbers, but Bradley taking it anyway. Vasar got bumped. That's on Francis, and so Vasar will shoot.
Boy, Vasar did a great job on the defensive end, really bottling up Roberts, and he gets back in transition and is going to get a chance to go to the line.
You touched on it earlier. Henry Vasar so improved. Missed last year, redshirted after an injury. In conference play, his numbers have gone up. The last 5 games, his scoring numbers have gone up even higher. About 14 per game his last 4.
He's got a great opportunity as he misses here to be a stretch big man at the next level. He's an Estonian kid up there in the Baltic area that went to Real Madrid at 15 years old. He spent 3 years in that club system. By the way, that's a system that produced a guy named Luka Doncic. And among
You mean
others,
the Lakers, Luka Doncic?
The Lakers, Luka Doncic.
Still sounds weird, doesn't it?
Oh man! And decided to come to college, and look at him. He's getting better by the game.
Vasar got the second one, so a missed free throw by Bryant, one by Vasar. And it's a 3-point lead for Houston during 4 minutes remaining. Houston trying to win its 11th straight road game, longest active streak in the country. Only 1 home loss for Arizona. The last 4 years, they've got the 3rd best home record.
Great switch out by Bryant. They have bottled up Roberts.
Roberts penetrates and finishes off the window.
Until then, really good half-court defense, but Roberts just drove right through the defender.
Lead back to 5. And Love lost a shoe. Gonna slip it back on here best he can for this possession. Lewis through the double team, finds Love. They swing it. Bryant can't pay it off, missed the three. Great job by Lewis. They're going to call a foul on Pryor, his third. So Lewis got position. Side out though, sixth. Check, that'll be free. Right now the SEC and Big 12 on pace to put in about a third of the teams in the NCAA tournament field.
Yeah, remember there's no Pac-12 this year, so all those bids go to the Big 10, Big 12, and certainly the SEC.
Another missed free throw, Fran. That was the front end of a 1-and-1. So 3 critical misses in crunch time at the line by Arizona. Don't forget Alabama and Auburn. 1 versus 2 follows us. 6 versus 13 here in a battle for first place in the Big 12, and Houston up by a game. Pryor's hit a couple of big shots in the second half, gets another one as that hangs on the rim and drops, and the lead is up to 7 now for Houston.
You know why he's been such a great player at Baylor and now here? He's born to score.
Arizona has gone 6 minutes without a field goal. Vesar inside, finishes, and another great pass.
And a great finish by Vesar, who had to locate the basket first.
Houston, the longest active road win streak. Arizona, meanwhile, 5 consecutive wins against ranked teams. They're harassing Pryor near the midcourt line, and the timer is down to 6. Here's Pryor again. Lets it fly. Way off on the 3. Knocked out of bounds. Houston ball. Shot clock back to 20. And Tugler will check in with 4 fouls for Houston. 2:21 on the game clock. And that means Francis will go to the bench.
And what Arizona is doing, Dave, is they're playing 3-on-2 in pick and roll. They're trapping the ball, and they're leaving, in that case, Francis, and they'll leave Tugler as well to make sure they corral the shooters.
Houston got an offensive rebound. Only a combined 2 second chance points in this game, and a turnover. Uzem was trying to call a timeout. Instead, it's a 5-second violation. That's so odd, right in front of the Houston bench, too, to not be able to get that timeout in.
Well, we talked about it. Take a look now. Look at Vesar again, Dave. That's an issue. And he just makes it really tough for you to inbound the ball. And
Uzem's got to be quicker, especially when you got all your teammates and your coaches right in front of you telling you to call timeout. A costly turnover potentially. Here's Love off the bounce. Uzem all over him. Lewis penetrates, leans in, can't get it, but he'll shoot. More free throws. He's 4 of 4 in the game. Only 3 misses for Arizona, but again, they've all come in the last couple minutes.
And KJ Lewis is so tough. Excellent defender. He's a great offensive rebounder, as we've seen today as well, at his size.
Arsenault commits the foul, just his first. 10 team fouls on Houston, 5 in Arizona, so they have 1 to give. Keep that in mind down the stretch. Another miss for Arizona at the line. That's 4 now here in the last couple minutes. First of the game for Lewis, 85% on the year.
Well, we call these invisible turnovers. Chances to cut into that lead.
Arizona has not made a 3 in the second half, and their foul shots aren't going down either. 1 of 2 for Lewis, but a 4-point deficit. That's the difference. The missed free throws right now. Houston has been hot of late, making 5 of its last 7 shots from the floor. Uzem and Pryor have been doing the damage. Roberts with the skip, and it thrown out of bounds. He was trying to hit Pryor, and he sends it into the 3rd row. Back-to-back turnovers by Houston.
Well, they adjusted to the trapping because they got rid of the ball quickly to Roberts, but Roberts just made a bad decision.
They're going to double Love, force him to give up the ball. Bryant, the freshman, nails a 3. Huge shot by the rookie.
4 weapons. Tugler is the rebounder.
Houston up 1, 1:39 remaining. Back-to-back turnovers by the Cougars. Right on its feet here at McHale. First time Houston's played here in 15 years. The floater, Uzan.
Oh, so good. So good. That's usually a drop off to Roberts, but Basar had to stay with Roberts, and Uzan has been hitting that floater all game.
13 of his 19 points coming since intermission. 3-point game. Approaching a minute to go. Don't need a 3 necessarily. Plenty of time. But Bradley's wide open. Can't tie the game. Inside is Bryant, and he scores. He's got the last 5 for Arizona. The first second chance points of the game after he made the first 3.5 for Arizona. Can Uzan get downhill, forced to give it up. Almost a turnover. Roberts driving. Blocked by Bryant.
And there was a lot of contact. Now that looked like a foul call on the drive. So you don't want to bail out the defense here if there's legitimate contact. They set up the ISO right here. Take a look. That looked like a bump. And if they're not going to call it, that's fine. 10 on the clock.
Uzan will inbound. And again, you talked about this a lot. You got Basar with those long arms. Over 7 feet tall, trying to defend the inbound pass. Already 1 5-second call. They get it in, though, to Arsenault. He drives past Lewis, and a foul called on Bradley. And that will send Arsenault to the line. Bradley's 3rd foul, 6th team foul. And Arsenault slow to get up, hit the deck hard.
Arsenault's a 72% foul shooter. Clock running down. So he takes off to reach in there. Good call. Gets him on the arm. The arm goes back, and now the 72% shooter who missed most of last season from an Achilles injury will step to the line.
Yeah, clearly a foul, as you said, on that left arm. First attempts of the game for Arsenault. Houston 4 of 5 at the line. That's it. They've only taken 2 free throws this entire half. Only 3 in the first half. Calmly buries the first to make it a 2-point game. 1 timeout left for Arizona. Make or miss, there'll be about a 4-second difference in the game and shot clocks for the Wildcats. Both of them go down for Arsenault. 3-point lead for Houston. Arizona will save its timeout.
And to me, I think if you don't have the queen 3, get to the basket quickly.
Here's Love, gives it up to Basar. Basar looking for some help. Here's Bradley.
Looks like they're hunting the 3.
Lewis will let it fly. Off the side of the rim. Rebound Houston. Arizona's got a foul, and they do with 12.5 seconds left. You a little surprised when they were out of sorts they didn't call it timeout?
I have 2 things. Number 1, every coach is different. Some coaches will play for the 2 and set up the press. It was clear Tommy Lloyd's team was hunting the 3, and then yes, I think if he sees them out of sorts, absolutely use that last one. That was not the shot that you need right there.
Still plenty of time on the shot clock, and Lewis trying to force that up. They've struggled at the 3-point line, 5 of 22. They lost on Tuesday at Kansas State, went 2 for 22 in that game. Roberts 1-1, 60% free throw shooter on the year. That's a big one, and the lead is 4. Arizona still has the 1 timeout, but in college basketball can't advance it, so it's going to cost you some time just getting it up the floor. Roberts missed the second. Here comes Bryant. Down 4. Takes the long 3. And almost went in. Loose ball out of bounds. And they're going to say it's Arizona ball. Only 3.5 seconds left, trailing by 4.
Dave, we've witnessed, this is Houston. This is typical Houston DNA. They were not the better team for 35 minutes. It's clear that they've won this game in the final 5 minutes on toughness. Uzan's been huge. Cryer was huge.
Yeah, the three-point shooting, which we mentioned in the first half, is a weapon for Houston this year. It wasn't there in the first half, but some big ones here in the second half, particularly Cryer with 2 of them. Let's see here. They're looking to see who touched it last. Boy, really hard to see there. It did until right now. Coming up when we're done here, they put a little time on the clock, 4 seconds, but a 4-point deficit. Houston obviously can't foul the three-point shooter. Arizona doesn't have a timeout. Got to get the ball in. And out of bounds, a turnover. So they don't even get a look. Now Kelvin Sampson will use a timeout.
You mentioned it earlier, Dave.
It looked like he was going to use a timeout. Guess not.
Nope. That'll do it.
Houston has now won 11 straight road games. Longest active streak in college basketball, and a little separation now